liberty, and justice for all.
Roll call. We'll note that Larry and Ron are not going to be here today.
Ron asked me to tell everybody that he had an appointment that he could not get out of.
Okay. I'm going to need approval for the regular meeting minutes of May 13th, 2019. Everybody got a chance to look them over?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, Weissel,
Yes.
Ducius,
Yes.
Hernandez,
Yes.
Pappas,
Yes.
Goldberg.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Very good. All right. Approval of executive session meeting minutes of May 13th, 2019.
So moved.
Second.
Ducius,
Yes.
Hernandez,
Yes.
Pappas,
Yes.
Goldberg,
Yes.
Weissel.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay. The approval of the executive session meeting minutes to remain closed. June 11th, 2018, June 25th, 2018, July 9th, 2018, August 13th, 2018, September 10th, 2018, September 27th, 2018, November 14th, 2018, and December 10th, 2018.
So moved.
Second?
Hernandez,
Yes.
Pappas,
Yes.
Goldberg,
Yes.
Weissel,
Yes.
Ducius.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay. Need approval of the destruction of the recorded executive session, August 7th, 2017, August 14th, 2017, August 16th, 2017, August 21st, 2017, September 11th, 2000. This is, oh yeah, 2017. Hey, wait a minute, hang on.
I missed that one, sorry.
September 28th, 2017, and November 13th, 2017.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, Pappas,
Yes.
Goldberg,
Yes.
Weissel,
Yes.
Ducius,
Yes.
Hernandez.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, we move on to approval of June 2019 expenses. Anybody have any questions? Now I'll need a motion to accept them.
Motion.
Second?
Goldberg,
Yes.
Weissel,
Yes.
Ducius,
Yes.
Hernandez,
Yes.
Pappas.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay. All right, we'll move on to Mike with his treasurer's report.
Great. The balance in the SuperNow account at First Community as of May 31st was $1,162,926.54. Got to change that 4 to a 5. Outstanding checks at the end of the month were $14,670.26, leaving the adjusted bank balance at $1,148,256.28. The lunch program had a balance of $18,634.55. Impressed fund had a balance of $5,000, leaving the total balance at $1,171,890.83. The investment balances at the end of May were $10,333,399.75, leaving the balance of all funds at month end at $11,505,290.58. The receipts in May were $1,877,767.94. Expenses were $1,021,618.31. The individual fund balances at month end, education fund, $6,782,752.14. Excuse me, building fund, $747,340.03. Bond and interest, negative $22,24.62. Transportation, $1,294,050.20. IMRF, negative $61,021.91. Working cash, $2,357,787.76. The tort fund balance, $148,191.44, and life safety, $238,415.54. Excuse me. May interest at First Community we received $1465.94 at a rate of 2%. I do not expect that to go anywhere but down as we go through the rest of the year. The state of Illinois made the following distributions in May. We had state aid at $164,169.52. Title II funds, $16,337 even. Regular transportation, $56,723.12. Special ed transportation, $36,549.34. Special ed private facility, we received $56,959.67. And special ed orphanage, $26,557.65. And we did receive the first real estate tax distribution for $624,693.22.
Thank you. Any questions for Mike?
I did have one comment. We had a staff recognition at our luncheon today. One of the things that we're doing this year is for people in the organization who have been here in increments of 5 years. We recognize them in some way, shape, or form, and we'll publicize that list in a variety of ways. This is Mike Peters' 5th year as district treasurer, so would like to thank him very much.
Good. All right, guess I don't have any guest speakers today, so we will move on then to,
The treasurer's report.
Oh.
Motion.
I'm sorry. Somebody made a motion to approve the treasurer's report.
So moved.
Second?
Okay. Goldbrick,
Yes.
Weissel,
Yes.
Duchess,
Yes.
Yes.
Hernandez, Pappas.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, all right. Now, and we can move on to you.
I do have guests with me. I have, I'm not sure if anybody in the town of Beecher heard about this, but we may have won 2A girls state championship. I realize carrying this down today, it's the first time I've actually touched this trophy. It's been sitting in Bob's office this whole time, he didn't want to touch it. I think it's so we have some of our players who came tonight, and so I'm gonna kind of introduce them, and then I'll let them say a thing or two. I know Chandler really wanted to speak, so I'm going to introduce him. So at the very end, we have Chandler Klaus. You can stand up, it's okay, don't be shy. We have Margaret Landis, Angel Pacheco, Gabby Lee, Alyssa Hahn, it's Kayla Hahn, that's Alyssa Hahn, and that's Abigail Shepard. So ladies, thank you so very much for coming out. They finished the season, again, what can I say that you guys haven't all heard probably 8 or 9 times? They finished the season 39-2, not 36-2 as IHSA said. Their only 2 losses were on the same exact day to the same exact team, and if I'm not mistaken, that team was a 4A team that lost in their super sectional. So that shows you how good of a team it takes to beat our girls, and that's something remarkable. I can't say enough nice things. Some other notes I have here, Kayla Hahn is 5'6". Is that true, 5'6"? And that's what it says on the roster.
Yeah.
Coach Hayhurst, I see his lovely wife is here. He has another event that he had to be at, which is family oriented, which I 100% support. I know if Kevin was here, he'd probably have some long, very well-written speech to say. But since he is not here, would any of the ladies, I was joshing with you, Chad, if you don't want to. Would any of the ladies like to say anything particular about the season, the no-hitter that I got to see Kayla throw against Reed Custer? Nothing? Fantastic. Oh, I'm sorry?
We appreciate everyone's support.
Nice job.
Yeah, you ladies deserve it.
Donations.
One last little nugget. They outscored, in the postseason, they outscored their opponents 38-4. The only 4 runs they gave up was in the same game, and they won 5-4. So outside of Rockridge, they outscored their opponents 33-0. So that is something that I don't think anybody else can do. So
Yeah.
You made Beecher proud.
Yeah.
That was
Awesome.
Thank you.
So this is where you can tell them they don't have to be
Okay,
here.
you guys have to stay for the whole entire meeting, okay? No one can leave. No, if you guys would like to leave, you guys are more than welcome to, okay? But again, thank you guys very much. Great job, guys.
Thank you.
Great job.
Congratulations.
You take the trophy with
I'm taking it home.
We're gonna take a selfie. There you go.
It's gonna be like Rod Gronkowski, where he uses it as a baseball bat, dented it.
Good travel around.
And just so the board knows, next month we had 4 of our track girls make it down, so next month they'll be invited to come in and share some of this stuff with them. So hopefully we'll have one more set to go before the new season starts up. Just so you, Mr. Goldberg, are you right if I just go right into my?
Please do.
Okay. When it came to the handbook, you guys saw the things, the first reading, I did have a few questions from some people, so I kind of just printed those out real quick with a quick response to, you know, how that would be addressed, you know, the cheating. We're not deleting cheating to be an automatic 0. It's going to be a just test. We still expect our students to do the homework. And then the dress code, the 3 of us sat down probably 35, 40 minutes, and we didn't change. So when you say change, it sounds like we're removing things and put things in. We didn't. It originally was like 15 to 20 bullet points, and the redundancies were ridiculous. So all we did is we took it and we tightened it up, we cleaned it up a lot. And we did take current fashion and trends and fads into it, because some of the things are a little bit old school and they're just not reasonable to expect. So really what we did is we made sure that you know, the gentlemen aren't showing their backsides, and the ladies, same thing, backsides, the bellies, same with guys, nobody wants to see my belly. And then the top half, we'll make sure that those 3 things are covered. And we've already talked to our staffs. Obviously it's more prevalent in my school because we have older kids. We do have staff members who are comfortable talking to those students. Obviously if it's a young man, myself, Mr. Ogden will talk. If it's a young lady, we have female staff members who are willing to step in and have that conversation with them. So, any other questions from my report?
So disappointed, and I don't believe that central speaker was working in the at the high school graduation.
So what we found out is the bottom amp was not turned on. Somehow it got turned off. So we did fix it, and we made sure that the high school, or the promotion from this guy was taken care of. So again, I apologize. We understand there was an error. So it's been fixed. It won't happen again. And I can tell you that those speeches have made it into the hands of the vedette. I have confirmation they have them. So,
Okay.
but
If they could put them in there.
I will
that
do
would
my
be
best.
nice. He
Yeah.
might be listening.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I can't control content, but I get it.
They were beautiful, all of them. They were just really nice and kind of got lost in the process.
And thank you all for coming. I do appreciate it. The students really liked it.
Very good. Any questions? No?
All right. Thank you.
Cox?
Thank you.
4th of July celebration. Mark your calendars. I think we're on for the 3rd. They give us an extra 15 minutes this year, so it's 7:45 to 10 o'clock. And so if you can be there, please try to. Bring your spouse. I know last year it was, that was our first big event, my wife and I, and so she was out front taking tickets, and I was calling bingo, and it was a fantastic night. So if you can make it and help, because it's, if you're, Carla can attest to, we need lots of hands for that.
Okay.
So please try to be there.
So spouses are welcome this year, you need to help? Oh, that's
Of course,
nice.
of course.
Oh, okay, it was very fun.
And other one thing I wanted to touch on is we had a great close to the year. We had a great morning this morning at our Teacher Institute. We got to spend the morning together as a staff and really talk about not only the ways in which we're starting to develop and redefine our culture to work together, to be collaborative, to continue to learn and process. But we also spent a lot of time talking about where we want to head, and also some some of the staff members showcased some of the neat little trinkets and programs that have a good chance of becoming a big part of what we do. And so, you know, in most schools, you have people really doing really great things in individual classrooms. And one of the things that we want to continue to build on is that we have some collaboration. We have some examples of where staff members work with each other and come together to do really great things and really great projects. And you know, we're trying to develop this really clear vision that what we're going to do is we're going to grow that so those collaborations become more involved, so that communication continues to strengthen, so the 5th grade staff becomes very much more connected with what the 6th grade staff is doing, and how to build those bridges, how to make sure that our curriculum flows 100% from grade level to grade level, so that the expectations that students have within the same grade level when they move from classroom to classroom, they have a similar set of expectations. It's hard enough being a kid without saying, oh, well, when I go into English, I do X, but if I go in math and do X, that's not what the teachers are expecting. And so just to continue those conversations, very proud of the organization and what we've done this year. You know, we have, we started talking about Team Beecher a long time ago, and that's going to continue to build. That sense of connectedness, that sense of organizational cohesion. We will, for the new board and new staff members, we'll recirculate the flyer for the polos to make sure that everybody has a chance to get those. So we'll make sure that happens, Paul. We'll make sure that happens.
Just saying, we're supposed to be a team here.
And so I can't tell you how proud I am of the board, of the administration, of the staff, about the things that we've done as a team in the last year, and I'm super excited about what we will do in the years to come. So I appreciate all of you and the work that you do. I appreciate the administrators and all the work that they do. I appreciate all of our staff and all the hard work that they do. And as we work together, we're going to do amazing things. So really appreciate it.
Very good, thank you. Marlo, do you want to kind of fill us in a little bit on transportation?
I am, in efforts to, we just spent $233,000 last month on 2 buses and a minibus. And so just wanted to kind of show you where we're at as far as mileage is concerned and how important it is, as Mr. Cox and Jim Cracker, who is not able to be here, he farms on the side, so he is planting. So he is excused for this evening, but so
Yeah, oh my goodness.
the list of the list there are the buses that our fleet right now. Currently, that current mileage is as of the end of May. Okay, as you see, they're pretty high. Okay, with the exception of our newer ones that are toward the bottom. Average age of our conventional are 9 years. Okay, after we get our 2 new buses, that'll take care of that average age and boost it up a little bit. Same thing with the minibuses. Minibuses are basically used every day for special ed. So as you can see, real high numbers. We could put 40,000 easily in 1 year on a minibus going to Shanahan. Is our Fisher. We have some long routes there. So that the average age there is the 7.5 years. So currently, again, we did order a new minibus as well, so that'll move up a little bit. I thought also then on the second sheet, just to kind of give you an idea, a lot of times people will ask, just what kind of routes or, that kind of thing that we have each and every day. got the career center, I've got 9 regular daily routes, and then we have special ed, that is 7. Currently, right now, just starting tomorrow, and then the following week, we will have 3 minibuses going to extended school year, okay? And as you can see, that does not include, that mileage does not include the extended school year. So usually somewhere around 20 days, give or take, 17 some, 23 some, some are all summer. But, so again, that mileage just continues to go up. So in efforts to help the fleet, we'd like to do like a rotation, so about, maybe a little earlier, we'll try to do a little earlier next year, maybe about March or April, start looking at possibly ordering another new bus. We just ordered them after the last board meeting, so I don't think we're going to get them before the start of school, but shortly thereafter. So as soon as we get them, we'll get them going down the road and kind of free up. Also, I thought it was kind of interesting, I just kind of did a summary of field trips, 6,500 miles, athletic trips, just a little under 14,000. So those buses were busy going to athletic events as well this year, so thus far.
So if you look at a fleet of 14 big buses and 9 little ones, that's 23 buses. So at 2 a year, that's what we've averaged the last 2 summers, is 2 a year. Even at 2 a year, you're still going to have 11 and 12-year-old buses will be your oldest in your fleet. And so it's something that, Marlo talked about rotation, it's something that we definitely need to stay on top of and stay committed to.
I have a question. Now, as you know, there's somebody working on these and keeping them going longer. What's the maximum mileage that these really just are not recoverable? Like, can they make it to 200,000 miles?
Oh, sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, not
For diesel,
Yeah.
the
Okay.
conventional are diesels, so they can go well over 200,000.
Okay.
So, and if the preventative maintenance is kept up on them, they'll go a long time.
Okay.
They'll go a long time. What hurts us is rust from salt and that sort of thing, So we've kind of picked up on the washing of the buses this year.
Yeah.
We've got a new employee that's willing to do that, so I really stress that because, when it's salty out, as you know, your own cars, we just need to get it off. So we have increased with that as well, so.
Okay.
But, yeah. Okay, anybody else have any other questions? I just make it short and brief, but just wanted to give you a summary of that. A lot of miles, a lot of wheels turning.
A lot of drivers driving.
A lot of drivers driving, a lot of, monitors, monitoring. We got it, so, okay.
Very good, Marlon, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Myers?
Yes, sir. I want to touch on a couple of things from last month about our promotional activities. I would just like to thank everybody involved, from the police department to us. Everything from the dance to the graduation went off very, very well. I'd like to thank Officer Sipple and Officer Rodriguez on the dance, and Officer Leroy for the graduation. I know there were some concerns, and I thought things went very well. Secondly, just address a couple questions or responses to some questions. One of the things I added was administration has final approval over participation in all promotion activities, and that's in the promotion and retention section. One of the things I want to point out is I'm trying to add some flexibility, because I know some of the board was concerned about people not being able to pay for certain things, or not having all their fines and fees paid for by a certain time. And I talked about, I believe last month, that we don't try to bring this up in September or November or even February. We're trying to get it toward the end of the year, hopefully some payment plan or something like that. I just want to point out that this year, by June 6th, basically within the last week of school for 8th graders, we collected $2,001.19 from fees, from all that stuff that we've been per se waiting for. So I think that this has been effective. And let me come back to the point where I said, administration has final approval over participation in all promotional activities or promotion activities. There were 3 individual 8th graders that I did allow to go on these trips, dance, or graduate. I mean, that's kind of that's extreme. But there are 3 of them. But they did pay partially some of their fees. It gives me some flexibility that, again, have a payment plan, be honest, be upfront, and I think that's where this line comes in to try to be flexible with people, because I want kids to be able to go and do things as well, but I also want our fees paid, because we have to pay our fees as adults, and again, it just allows me some flexibility. But I'm extremely proud of our staff and our secretaries and the parents that came through by paying, again, $2,000, which we believe, due to having the dance, having the graduation, and having the 8th grade trip. So it's worked so far. It's been fairly effective. It may not always be, but this year it was pretty good for us, pretty good for the district. So any questions on anything else? And I passed out some other questions. Whoops, sorry. The yellow are the questions, and then some of my responses are underneath. I can explain anything there.
So the fines for the field trips, so you're not really trying to let people go on field trips if they don't pay their fines, but I didn't see that in the other 2 handbooks.
I would like that as well. That's been in there since, I believe I had like 15, 16, talked about the promotion. So since 15 and 16, it's been in about promotion or graduation. We put it in last year for the dance. That's what I would like to add this year, as in field trips too. But again, I don't want to per se jam anybody up at the beginning of the year. It's more toward the end of the year where we would ask for a payment plan, or we, our office, the district office, the food service, we send out multiple letters, weekly emails, a letter at least a quarter. So, we try to communicate that they owe these things. So that's why we try maybe at the end of the year to try to clean this up. Like I said, I don't do it at the beginning of the year, but yes, that's why I tried to add, or I think we were all going to add something about field trips. Is that a fair statement or not?
I don't have field trips in mind because all of my field trips are academic based, like I know some of the things.
We do our extra.
Right.
Or not.
And I have Olympic Day added to mine, so that's something that could be withheld if fees aren't paid. And that hasn't been in the handbook yet, so that would be something that would be added for this next school year.
Very good. Any other questions for Mr. Meyer? No? All right, thank you, Mr. Meyer. Mrs. Black.
I'm just going to point out a couple of things in my report. First of all, we had to move Olympic Day this year because of all the torrential rain that happened in the month of May. We just wanted to give a really big shout out to the PTO and our parent volunteers and teachers that were able to still come that day and help us volunteer, even though it might have been difficult with their work schedules and days that were already planned to be taken off and things like that, but everything went really well. So it was really great. I had lots and lots of stress thinking about moving that, but everything worked out really well. So. And then the only other thing, at our discussion last month, we had talked about honor roll, and I had talked about taking that section out of our handbook. So instead of taking that section out, if you look at my report, I wanted to add this section about student recognition. So talking about the different ways that students are recognized at our school, and just kind of the way I have it worded is possible programs include but are not limited to, because sometimes throughout the year things are added, like this year we added Caught Being Kind and things like that. So honor roll would be decided by grade levels if that was something they chose to do. Student of the month, exceptional student behavior, principals awards, Caught Being Kind, and then our fifth grade students are always recognized with the presidential achievement honors. Any questions? Okay.
Very good. All right, thank you. We'll move on to old business. Special service coordinator. I guess we're going to put that probably into our committee. We'll put that into our committee right now.
Personnel committee?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Junior high soccer.
Yeah, just a quick update. I put something in a recent report. The athletic director continues to gather information on this with respect to junior high soccer. One of the things that, part of the feedback that we're getting is a lot of other schools have boys and girls teams, and they like to do home and away dates on reciprocal dates, which would make it really hard for us to not have a home field. So, like I said, continue to gather information and should be able to have a follow-up at a later board meeting.
I just had a question. Is there any way in the interim before any other improvements have been done to make enough improvements to the grass that's over there to make that a field that's usable for that?
Over where?
By junior high. In the back there where, because kids do practice soccer there.
They do, and I think it's probably okay to practice. I think for a game field you need to level it out, and one of the, really right now our top priority is we want to give some attention to the current field that we do have, and so we're going to do some work this summer to try to make that field in a little better shape. So I think that's really where our attention is going to be this summer.
Okay.
Is there any way we can make the home field over at Lions Park? Just this year, because I think we have bigger plans after that.
It's something we could look into. I don't know if it's a big enough space.
Oh, yeah, that's big enough.
But we could look into that.
Can I add one thing? We have on the IESA website, we have checked the box that we are interested in emerging in the soccer as an emerging sport.
Okay.
So at least, we've, like you said, we've done some things, so at least we have identified, along with some other schools within the state, there's, up here, and then just identify that they'd be interested, or we'd be interested. So
Okay.
that's a step in the direction.
And then Bob's reaching out to other schools that would be in our conference, like Columbia and James Hart, Parker, Kankakee, for
A
example.
variety of schools
Okay.
that we could possibly play.
Okay.
Yes.
Mr. Cox, would it help too if we rolled the junior high when you do the high school?
I think that would help. I think it would also help to just be able to level it, because that whole area slopes basically from Church all the way down to
South of the
the.
west corner.
I've actually never even been out there to look at the field, so I don't know.
Okay.
Need to schedule a tour.
I guess so.
Whoa.
I guess so.
You sure it's out there?
Maybe when I get my shirt on.
Yeah.
I'll go to tour.
On the garage.
Make that a 2-for-1.
Very good. All right. Okay, we will move on to board policies, section 7-8. I think that should go into our committee also too, so they can discuss that. Okay, if we do
I
that.
didn't see
Yep,
any
very good.
changes. Was there, you gotta make some more changes or something?
I just think that we've done so much policy work lately. If we don't give the policy committee an opportunity to dig into something and do a little work, it might be a long time before that committee meets. So give them an opportunity.
Okay. All right, we're going to establish the meeting dates, times. Everybody get the,
Yeah.
okay? If everybody's good with that, need a motion to approve
I think we
that?
were gonna ask if, did anybody find out if the village boards are changing their meetings, or?
I got an email from Ron, basically saying, forget it, he's good with this, and so I'm not sure if he asked, and he shut him down. I have no idea. I just got an email from Ron saying he was good with the normal times that we've been doing this. So is everybody good with that
Well, then
then?
I can
I'm
still
good
go
with
to
the
the
proposed
ones,
schedule.
they go on, like the first and third, so I can still go, or whatever it is, I can go to the other one, then the alternate is the fourth. Must be the fourth one,
I'm not sure.
second and fourth, Monday.
Okay.
Okay.
So if that's all, need a motion to,
So moved.
Second.
Okay, Weissel,
Yes.
Ducius,
Yes.
Hernandez,
Yes.
Pappas,
Yes.
Goldberg.
yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, move on to board committees. Larry gave me these to hand out to everybody.
Thank you.
Larry's got bronchitis from what he told me today on the phone, so he said you don't think you want him here today. No.
I did, as we're talking about the committees, since it has changed, one of the things that I feel is very important is that we are open and we have, with the general public, that they are able to voice concerns and things like that. And I just would like to bring up the possibility of having quarterly open forum meetings where, in lieu of that, since we could add like a comment thing at the end or whatever, but I'd like to just have like an open discussion at least once per quarter.
And be able to have them come and talk with
Yes.
Mr. Cochran.
Because I think that in the discussion of all of this, that was one of the things that was most prevalent.
I think it's a good idea. I think it's, Mr.
I
Cox,
think it's a great idea. We can have an open forum, advertise it, whatever board members would like to participate, and just have those conversations. I think it's a
Yeah.
great idea, Julie.
awesome.
We'd have to
Thanks, guys.
post it then if there's more than 2 coming?
We would post it regardless, just in case
Right.
Okay,
board members show up.
very good,
Yep.
awesome.
We were looking for a Beach Red Foundation representative. Did we get any word on that? I asked to do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know, I wasn't, like I said, I was just dropped on this about 3 o'clock this afternoon, that
okay.
Larry wasn't gonna be here.
All right.
I'm like, okay.
Okay.
All right, we will move on to handbook approval.
I just had gone over that extracurricular. I didn't know what the changes were, so I went over the whole thing. I just found some grammatical errors in it, so then I sent them out to you. It just said, well, brought to the attention, it just sounded better, to the attention of the athletic director. It says what page it's on. It's in the May handbook, board packet. And then the other one was just, it's only I went through the whole, so this is like a whole policy thing that we should be, but it was, the only thing was written in, was all in third person, and then you got, you cannot, or you cannot, and then all of a sudden it just, I think it was just added later, so I changed the, this is how I thought it sounded better. It was the section about, you're not allowed to be, I think it was attending parties. So I wrote, if a student is present in a vehicle, in a room, or at a social gathering with other students possessing alcohol, cannabis, or controlled substances, drugs, or drug paraphernalia, or if a student arrives with any of these items, the student should leave immediately. Failure to do so may result in a determination that the student is possession of said items, and then if the student. So it's really just putting it all in third person. And the other thing, I thought it wasn't very clear from the wording. It was like let's say you're at your house and your parents are drinking. The way it was worded, it made it sound like you're supposed to leave. The student is supposed to leave. It was kind of like something they do at Olivet, where people aren't even allowed to be in the room with, I don't want to, but like the Nazarene policy was more like you weren't even supposed to be in the room. So it was more like you're looking for students. The problem with students drinking, not like if your dad is having a beer. It was worded like, to me, it was worded like you were supposed to leave. So that's, anybody have any thoughts on that? That was what I did when I looked at it today. You'd have to go back to the May packet and see how it was worded before, and it was really just you.
I don't think we have any, and I appreciate.
You can take it to policy.
Yeah, I appreciate your wordsmithing, and if it's something that we need to change in the future, we can definitely look at that. The way it's written, I don't think there's any gray area with implementing it, and I think it's clear for what needs to be done.
We can fix grammatical errors.
Yeah,
That's no big
yeah,
deal.
we can always do that. We
Okay.
can shift tenses.
And I think the website
Yep.
wasn't right. Okay, all right.
All right, well, with that then, we need a motion to approve the handbook.
Second.
Duchess?
Yes.
Hernandez?
Yes.
Pappas?
Yes.
Goldberg?
Yes.
Weissel?
Yes.
Motion carried.
That being said, I just would like to, for next year moving forward, I would like, to have discussion about the grade point average, or not the grade point average, the grading scale throughout the district. As everybody needs to be consistent, and I understand that, just maybe in the future that would be opened for discussion.
Okay. All right, we're going to move into executive session. I'll need a motion.
So moved.
Okay, Hernandez. Yes. Pappas.
Yes.
Philbrick.
Yes.
Weissel.
Yes.
Duchess.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Sorry, what?
Mike, thank you again.
Good luck tomorrow.
All right, yeah.
Very soon.